So get your copy. 100. Gia, what's going on? It's your boy Quan John here reading Motivational Motives. It's a bona fide manuscript. It's a book of real life parables, quintessential quotes, and reasons to reflect. It can be purchased in Amazon, Target, Walmart, Barnes & Nobles, and over 40,000 international mom and pop shops. So get your copy. 100.
Wanda is considered one of the most passionate and positive people you'll ever meet, both personally and professionally. Her inspirational mentoring, sales, and customer service training has dubbed her to be Wanda D. Hollis, the Motivational Queen. She launched Wanda D TV, a revolutionary online real estate talk show where local businesses and community leaders discuss their services, issues, and concerns. Wanda is passionate about helping people achieve their goals and dreams. She has gone on to pursue many passions, including her I Am Enough talk show, having a seat on the West Georgia Board of Realtors, author of inspirational and motivational books, and also a strong supporter of several nonprofit organizations within her community. Wanda believes that there's no such thing as bad decisions, only regrets of not making the right attempt. For speaking engagements or to book her for your next event or conference, please visit www.IamEnough365.com.
Go through with PTSD also, I'm ex-military, but I learned how to turn it into microphone techniques. So I'm gonna freestyle and then I'm gonna tell y'all a little something, because Wanda D told me to freestyle. Say I am enough.
I am enough.
I am enough. I'll redraw. I am enough.
I am enough.
I am enough.
I am enough.
I come from the boogie down, south side of town. MCs like me, we come to credibility. I've been spending so much time in my head, grab the microphone. Did you hear what I just said? I got skills, rocking over like I pay bills all the time, rapping on the beat with the rhyme. I'm coming off the top of my mind. I do this all the time. This is how I rhyme. I am enough.
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 I am enough. Times right now, totally right. Every time I'm dealing with this stuff, I grab the microphone and I don't bluff for when I hold the microphone, I'm like the bluff. Sit back and watch the crowd watch. I grab the microphone and I stop. Last time I performance, I got a bonus. To wear this might be just what I like. Too much hesitation, I had to take a turn. Sit back, relax, so I can unwind. Messing with my mind. Now I gotta come out here and show this one shine that I could have rhymed. Say a little stuff that was on my mind. And this is how we do. Are y'all with me? I'm with you too. Say I am enough. Say I am enough. Come on, time to talk, let me know what's wrong. Say I am enough. Say I am enough. I am enough. I am enough. I'm from the Bronx, baby. Alright.
in the 8C.
Welcome, welcome, welcome. It's a lot of stuff going on over here, y'all. Lots of stuff. First of all, I want to thank you for coming in. I'm gonna reset my mic, so if I go out, bear with me just a moment, okay? I gotta reset my mic. Can everybody hear me? If you can hear me, give me a thumbs up in the green room. Can y'all hear me? If you can hear me, give me a thumbs up. Okay, great. Because I had to reset my mic. So welcome. I Am Enough. That's like my favorite song. Y'all know that's my favorite song. This is the Wake Up. No, this is not the Wake Up Winning Group. This is the I Am Enough talk show where your dreams matter. This is our book fair. And this has been an amazing process. You know, we do it twice a day. We do it at noon Eastern Standard Time from 12 to 3. And then we come back again and we do it from 7 to 9. So if you're here, maybe it's because you're invited or maybe you're part of it, but whatever it is, I just want to say thank you and welcome. I am Wanda D, the Motivational Queen, your accountability coach, helping you get it done. And today we are getting it done. Welcome. Lisa Bailey is in the building. And if y'all slide by, just tell us where you're tuning in from. You know, like, don't be shy, don't be nervous. Just put your little name down in the chat box and send us some love, send us some light. We need all the positive vibrations we can get. So, and we appreciate it. And even if you don't stay, if you just come by for a brief moment, just say, hey, I was in the room, you know, and just keep it moving. Because I understand there's a lot of choices out here. And we are just one of them, a million, of gazillion. But it's a very special time for me because we are celebrating the authors. You know, if you're a person that has been sitting on the fence, getting your book published, getting your book written, holding on to your manuscript, you are going to get inspired. We kicked off on Monday, rapid fire. I can't even tell you how many authors we've interviewed so far, but it has been a treat and a pleasure. And I had someone tell me yesterday that, you know what, I'm gonna get it done. I'm gonna take my book off the shelf. I'm gonna dust it off and I'm taking it to print. I talked to someone else that said they had 5 projects that they had started on. 5, not 1, not 2, not 3, not 4, but 5 that they had started on. And because of what they heard, because of what someone said, they felt motivated and they felt inspired to get it done. And that's what this is all about. See, we all help one another win. We all extend our olive branches, and it's like this. If I'm winning, then you should be winning. And if you're winning, then I should be winning. And we should help each other win. True. So, hey, Luella, how are you? Miss Kingston? She'll be on tomorrow. She has a beautiful inspirational book of poetry, which she sent to me. Look at here. She sent this in the mail to me. And then she put specifically, she had a section here. She wrote my name out. And of course, I read it, that she had wrote me this beautiful poem and along with this bookmarker. So see, I be getting all kind of gifts, y'all. I tell you, life is great. So thank you so much for that. So today we're going to be talking to 2 beautiful authors, and I can't wait to get into the discussion. But until we get started, before we get started, I should say, please share this information no matter where you're watching. If you're watching from YouTube, please hit that subscribe button, ring that bell like that. And then if you're watching from any of our pages on Facebook, please share it. Share it. Why? Because sharing is caring. Shout out to Grady Baby Radio, one of our sponsors. We're also on the Grady Baby Radio page at this time. and the Wake Up Winning page, Wake Up Winning for Entrepreneurs, our Winning Evening News. So we're everywhere. We're getting the authors the maximum amount of exposure as we can do. We're also on Twitch TV. So I'm excited. If y'all excited, say you ready. Say you ready. I'm not going to get started until you tell me you're ready, because I know we got people watching, and you have to give StreamYard permission. That's our third party streamer. So if you're on and I don't see your name, I'm not going to be able to keep up. But right now, I see a few people out here. Hey, Kia, how are you? How are you? She'll also be coming in. So we're going to get started. And this is what's going to happen. And I'm telling you now, this is housekeeping time. The authors will come to you. You will see their information streaming below. Please write that down. Connect with them. Go buy their book. Take notes. It might be some opportunities for you to collaborate. They have their own platforms. They're doing amazing work in their own community. And what I love about this time is we are not bounded by borders. This is an international platform. You can connect with people abroad that you wouldn't be able to meet under certain circumstances. So you can extend your relationships far and wide, long and deep, and that's the beautiful part about social media. So if you are very intentional about it, there is nothing that you can't accomplish. And that's what I want you to pay attention to, what they're saying, listen to their passion, and connect with them in a long-term way. So without further ado, I'm bringing up our very first author today. Let's see, hopefully they're not in the back there eating up all the snacks. So wipe your mouth off. If you got some snacks on your face, just wipe it off so you're not, I'm gonna have some, whatever, some strawberry juice, hanging on your face, because that's what we're eating in the back room, strawberries and cream. In case y'all didn't know, but that's what we do here. What's up?
Let me.
You wipe it off? Yeah. Yeah, wipe it off. Wipe it off. Wipe it off. What's up, Miss Winters?
Everything is up.
You better tell them. You better tell them everything is up.
Yes.
Everything is up. Well, I am so glad that you're here today. We're going to get into this yummy book, Winter's Prelude. But before we do that, I'm going to move myself out of the way so you can quickly introduce yourself, and then I'm going to come back and we're going to chop it up a little bit and give them some little bit more of this yummy goodness about what's going on with you.
All right.
All right.
Hello, everyone. I'm Demetria Winters, aka Yvette D. Archer. That's my pseudonym that I use on my book, Winter's Prelude. I am an Army veteran. I'm a nurse. I'm an entrepreneur. And more importantly to myself, I'm a mental health advocate because of my own history of being transformed from a traumatized child to an empowered woman. And I founded Black Butterfly Queens Life Coaching, my life, health, and wellness coaching business that I will officially launch August 2nd, party July 31st. Prior to that, and my goal is to help people, especially Black queens like myself, who look like they have it all together, but inside they're still hurting from the trauma that they suffered between the ages of 0 to 17. And that's called adverse childhood experiences. And it can affect you for the rest of your life. You think that everything's good because everything looks good on the outside. You've achieved certain goals. You look a certain way. You walk a certain way. You talk a certain way. But nobody knows your dark secret. That is really taking a toll on your health, your wealth, your relationships, including not only whoever you choose for a partner, but your relationship with your children, your other family, friends. So that's my story. And I decided to write my own story in fiction form. And eventually I will be writing the real story, because people need to be able to hear the voice of someone else who's not afraid to speak up. And at one time I was afraid. I didn't use my voice, the power of my true voice. I didn't use the power of my words. I was shut down and I was shut up for so long. And now I'm free, like that butterfly I identify myself as.
I'm free as a
Yes,
butterfly.
yes, transform for real.
Transform for real. I love that, Queen. You said a lot. You said a mouthful. And where are you from originally?
I was born in St. Petersburg, Florida, raised in Ohio. I ended up being raised in Ohio because my mama was running away from my daddy. and I graduated with honors, but instead of going to college, I went to the army because that was my way of running away from home, from
Mhm.
a household full of uh, domestic abuse. Unfortunately, I'm a child who survived molestation, verbal abuse, emotional, mental, just, just a crazy kind of childhood. But I still felt like I didn't go through as much as some people. So I
Mhm.
belittled my experience.
Tell me this. Why did you choose to pick a pseudonym when you wrote your book? Well, what was your thought process behind that?
My thought process behind that, although I love my name, Demetria, I really have an interesting way of thinking about me and how I relate to different things in my life. And I felt that I've had two last names, and they both were attached to men that I didn't have a great relationship with. My father, Winters, and my ex husband, Fletcher. That's my children's name, but I didn't have the best relationship with him. So my pseudonym is all me. It's all about me. My pseudonym is Yvette D. Archer, and Yvette is my middle name. And I love the French language. And with the French language, um, Yvette in French means archer.
Mm.
And so that's how I came up with the last name Archer. Not only that, it's connected to my children because their last name, Fletcher, means arrow maker.
Okay.
So I'm still
Okay.
connected to them, but I'm connected and I'm honoring me and
That's
who I am.
interesting.
So
Interesting.
when I do things like collaborations, I use my government name. But when I do my own personal heartfelt stuff, I use Yvette D. Archer.
That is beautiful. I ask that because people choose things for different reasons. And a lot of times we don't know. And this is why we're doing this show. The way that we're doing it is so people can have a deeper insight to who the author is, not just about the title, not just about the book, but who is the person behind the book. Who is the person behind the name? So I appreciate you and I thank you for that very, very much.
Thank you.
So, and let me ask you this now: Winter's Prelude. Where did that concept and that name come from?
Winter's Prelude is actually the precursor to my first major book project that I'm working on called Winter Storm. And Winter, Winter, is a fictional character that is loosely based on me and my struggles with mental illness.
Okay.
And in 2012 is when my trauma turned into my storm. And I had suicidal ideation. For some people who don't know that term, that means that you have thoughts of suicide. And because I'm a army veteran, for some reason something in me made me reach out to the veterans hotline. And I ended up going through the process of going into uh I went to the VA hospital first, but it was Veterans Day weekend and the house was full. So myself and another lady got sent to another facility. And in that process, now in the military, vets and active duty know they call you by your last name. So when people said Winter to me, I thought they only left off my S and that they were just calling me Winters as if I was in the army. And I didn't realize how delicate it was not to say last names when you're having a mental crisis. They don't want people to know your business, right? So I'm thinking they're saying Winter, my last name, and leaving off my S, and found out they thought my first name was Winter.
Mm.
And some of the a couple of people went in the facility that I ended up saying, "Oh, that's such a nice name, Winter, Winter." And I'm like, "What's so special about the last name Winter?" Found out even on I posted on a TikTok where I showed a picture of how I look on my arm. I show my armband from when I was in the hospital, and I didn't even know I looked like that. But
Mm.
you can see that it looks like my name is Winter, and that's how I came up with that character's name. And it's I'm gonna have a 4-book series
Mm-hmm.
with Winter and people she knows, 4 women of color who are going through mental health challenges. And but before each book, I have a poetry and journal that I'll have to go along with it. And this is Winter Storms Prelude, where I have poetry about um, my relationship to my each of my parents. Um, I have poetry when it comes to addressing my perpetrator, even though I've had more than one. And unfortunately, you'll find that a lot of people have had more than one perpetrator when it came to sexual assault or molestation. And sometimes that makes you feel less than because you feel like you're a target. And what is it about you?
Mm-hmm.
Um, and this is a poetry book based on those certain things, and then I pose questions and have journal space for anybody who needs to use this as a guide to open up and to really address
Mm-hmm.
what they've been through and how it's affecting what they're doing now. And
Interesting. So, would you say that this book is really a tool for healing?
oh, most definitely. Most definitely. I feel like I'm finally uh in the part of my journey where I feel the happiness and the positive effects of my healing. And through my writing, it helps me heal even more. And it helps me also heal to help other people heal. That's
Mm-hmm.
one reason I became a nurse. And that's just really um, the way my family is. We have a lot of people in the healing business.
Mm-hmm.
And my grandmother, my maternal grandmother, I didn't know until a couple of years ago, was um, actually about 10, 11 years ago, I found out that she was known as a spiritual healer and people would pay for her to come overseas to pray over them. And I
Yeah.
didn't know that history.
Yeah, that's good. And I know you do a lot of ancestral work, like finding out people's um where they come from, their origin, their DNA work and stuff like that. Do
Yes.
you find that that's also gives you a certain amount of insight? I mean, after doing it for yourself and
It
then
it does. A lot of times you don't realize you think your ancestors don't matter, but sometimes you walking in their footsteps again, hopefully to get it right or to make some changes to whatever happened.
Mhm.
There are several women in my family who lost babies where the baby was stillborn, or they lost their life during childbirth. And I ended up being a mother baby nurse, and I didn't know that about my history before that.
Wow. And I know you used to deal with a lot while you were in the baby nursing field. You used to deal with a lot of talking, counseling, and more than
Yes.
just the nursing part of it, but really the nurturing part of
Yes,
it.
yes, because it's not just a job, um, and everything is connected. And I found myself, even though I'm working with mothers and babies, and it should be supposedly the most happy thing in the world,
Mm-hmm.
and people are still hurting, and even happy things don't take away the negative vibe and energy that's been introduced to you. So you have to actively participate in your own healing process and get someone like myself or others that have developed a process to
Mm-hmm.
get to that best life that you
Mm.
want for yourself.
Wow. At what point did you realize that you needed to write or to publish, to get published?
When I was in the hospital for mental illness, my major depression is what I was diagnosed with. I'm pretty sure I got some PTSD too, but they didn't put that on. But you have to be honest with yourself. I actually used to write since I was younger.
Mm-hmm.
And then when I went into the army and I went for my advanced training, I used to walk around with a journal all the time. And for some reason, I let my journal stay on the desk, and I had been maybe called to something, you know, called out of the room. By the time I got back to that room, they had the people in there, including a guy that was interested in me and I was interested in, had passed the journal around and read it. And I stopped writing. But then when I
Wow.
became suicidal and ended up in a hospital and started to learn why I was the way I was, I started. It was like the movies. I was writing on napkins. I was writing on scrap paper. I was telling
Mm-hmm.
everybody I'm going to be an author and I'm going to write my story. And
Mm-hmm.
that's when I started writing again.
Wow. What was the time frame between when they started passing your journal around and then you started back, you picked it back up? Do you remember?
Let's see. It was about 27 years, around 27,
Wow.
28 years.
Wow. That's a point. I'm trying to prove a point. I didn't know, but the spirit just put that question on my heart because somebody's watching now that have went through something and they put their pen down and they're thinking that it's too late. And I got chill bumps, y'all. I'm like, y'all are messing me up in this book fair.
Yeah.
I'm about to run
And it's
around the room.
and,
It's
and it's
never
funny that's
too
half my
late.
life. I'm 54 now.
27 years from the
About
time.
approximately 27 years.
That is beautiful. So wherever you are, you can get started from that point. So what's next with this beautiful book of yours?
Well, I have decided to make my own journals a part of my curriculum because for my life coaching business, I don't do just individuals. My main thing is I'm actually doing courses and workshops. And with the course, part of the sign up for the course, you will get certain items from me along with the services, the classes, the wellness classes. You'll get like my products, t-shirt, that sort of thing. But you're gonna get
Mm-hmm.
this journal. It's a 21-day guided journal, and
Mm-hmm.
it's a great way to discover what is going on with you,
Mm-hmm.
what is stalling you, why do you sabotage yourself, Um, why, when it looks like you have everything, do you not feel like you are worth anything?
Mm-hmm.
So this is part of my curriculum, and I will do a different. Like I said, I'm gonna, for the four different books. They're each gonna have a journal, and you can choose which one you want. But I wanted to start off with Winter's Prelude, because Winter Storm is my baby, and originally it started as the idea of one book,
Okay.
and then it grew.
Okay.
Um, as I became freer, I started
Awesome.
transforming more and more, and being more open about my purpose, figuring out I'm now truly in the harvest time of my purpose.
Mm,
Before, it was the seeds, it was the manure, it was the rain, it was the elements. And now is the
yeah.
harvest time, because
Such a
we're gonna
beautiful.
get some. Yeah, and harvest time is my brothers and sisters, my sisters out there suffering. We're gonna turn this around, and we're gonna make sure that we are the best person that we were meant to, our best life for real. Like, not just you look good to other people, but you feel good
To
inside
yourself.
to yourself. You
Yes.
worthy, and you're valuable.
Yes. Thank you so much, Queen. I just got two more quick questions. You know, this whole process of this book virtual book fair, it's really really turned out to be something extra special. And I'm asking all the authors to offer words of encouragement to our viewers that are possibly sitting on that sideline, have that book sitting on the shelf. So, what will be your words of encouragement to the individual?
I'd like to say to you, all of you out there, all of you, your dream is never too big, and is never too late. Until you take your last breath, you have a chance to achieve your dreams and your goals.
Absolutely. I love it. And what will be your one power word that you will leave our viewers with today?
My one power word is empowerment.
Empowerment. Y'all got it. Write that down. Empowerment. This has been, you kicked off, what day is this? I'm losing all track of time. Is this day 4? Yes,
Yes,
this is
it's
day
day
4.
4.
You kicked off day 4. Please pay attention to the comments when you get off. I don't know where these comments are coming from, but you have lots of comments. Everybody is saying yes, you better say that. Harvest time. Yes, amen. Yes. They just like, you got a lot of amens in here. So Queen, I love you to life. And what's coming up real soon? You say your launch is on
Yes.
the 31st of July.
My launch party is on July 31st.
Mm-hmm.
MC is the motivational queen, Wanda D. Hollis herself. And my daughter says that I'm extra. So, yes, we are not going to do it simple. You get
Not
to network, you get to do some poetry, you get to paint, and you get to sip, and you get to shop
There you
for
go.
my
And
launch
you
party.
get to celebrate the queen as she launches her business. It's actually like a relaunch, but yes,
Yes,
as she goes for it in a whole another category. So I am
yes.
super proud of you, and you
Thank
just
you.
keep winning. You don't have to go anywhere, but we're going to bring up our next guest, and we're going to keep this thing going. So you all please put your hands together for Demetria. Send her lots of love, lots of energy, because she actually did a great job here today. Thank you so much, Queen.
Thank you.
So wasn't that amazing? I tell you, it's all about the heart of the writer. It's not what they're writing, it's the heart of the writer. Aren't you connecting the dots with that? I mean, this is just totally amazing. I'm just gonna take a quick short break. I'm gonna play you one of our one of our clips to our book. I think this is Miss D. She was on yesterday and she gave a very strong presentation. So just take a listen to this and then we'll be right back with our next author.
You gotta take time out to focus on you. Don't take on any tasks that don't belong to you. It's a perfect day to make a change. Gotta put the brakes on anything that get in your way. No time to second guess. You gotta put your trust in God and walk by faith. It's time to change your life. Know what you want and apply. Go far beyond than just try. Goodbye to yesterday. Today is the day to claim your destiny. Just clap your hands if you understand. Just clap your hands if you understand.
Hey, just clap your hands. Clap your hands if you understand. Hey, that was an original song by our very own Felicia Gardner, aka Be the Light, aka I call her Songbird. Yeah, she was one of the co-authors to that book, Wake Up Winning No Matter What, because losing is not an option, volume 2. And she wrote and produced and she does voiceover. So if you need a song for your business, for your book, then she's your girl. She's your go-to. She does voiceovers. She does an amazing job. That's just the snippet of the song because it has, another verse to it, but it's a very positive and impactful song. And I smile every time I listen to it. So I hope you enjoyed it. If you enjoyed it, put a 1 down in the comment and say, what up though, Felicia? You did your thing. So I am super excited. I hope y'all are still charged up. Our next author that's coming to you, she's coming all the way in from Dubai by way of Kenya. Yes, come on in the room, Queen. How are you, Fasa?
I'm good, thank you. Thank you.
It is such a pleasure and an honor to have you here today. And how you doing? How's the weather? How's everything? How's life? How's the nightlife?
I'm all well. It's summer now in Dubai, so it's hot. But there are some things in life that we don't get to choose, like the weather and some other things in life. So absolutely. Yeah, it's great. It's great. Absolutely. I'm healthy. I'm alive. I'm kicking, and I am.
And you're beautiful.
So
absolutely beautiful. Well, you know what? I'm going to thank you. What I'm going to do is I'm going to move out of the way so you can talk to the people a little bit, tell them about, you, your book, what's going on. And then I'll come back and we'll just have a quiet little conversation here. Okay.
All right.
Thank you.
All right, so my name is Fauza Belt, and I am Kenyan by birth. And I've been living in Dubai for the last 10 years together with my husband and my 11-year-old son. I'm a full-time mother. That's one of the job title that I wear so prideful, and I am just grateful that I have the opportunity to shepherd another human being. I'm an author. I do that also full-time. I've co-authored a book. I have written my first book, Rising from the Dust, A Woman's Journey to Self-Discovery. And today, on this virtual book fair, I'm actually here for my Transform Fear into Freedom. And yes, I'm an entrepreneur. I do a couple of things. I'm an entrepreneur. I just love living and impacting life. I have a foundation back in Kenya, which we actually support young girls and young boys. Especially we focus more in the rural areas and in the slums. We do sanitation projects for the girls so that they don't miss a day at school. And we also have been helping 2 kids so far with their school fees for their education, because I believe one of the greatest things we can give to another person is education. I also have, I host events also, a platform which I bring women and men to share their own story and their journey. And, I believe in the power of storytelling, that when we see someone else's testimony, it's going to encourage us in our own life, in the different seasons that we are in. So, yeah, in a nutshell.
Great. You said okay, let me calm down. I get so excited. Tell me about this work that your foundation does. It just sounds so beautiful to me.
Yeah, so Queen, the thing started, I was in Kenya. I was just coming out of an interview, I think it was BBC. And then I stepped out, and then there was suddenly breaking news. And there was this girl who had taken her own life because she had, stained her uniform, I think her skirt, from her period, because she didn't had pads, she didn't had sanitary towels. And the sad thing that really broke my heart was she was made fun of by the teacher. And it really broke my heart. But also to say, Queen, it reminded myself of my own leak when I was growing up. Because when I remember when I started my menstruation, I didn't had pads. So I would fold a piece of cloth, and put on on my panty and go to school. But you just hope that, you're not going to leak. And every time you want to get up from your desk, you're asking the other girl sitting next to you, can you check if I'm okay? So it really brought a lot of emotion to me, and I took it so personal. And I always believe that we all want to see change. But sometimes we blame the government, we blame the leaders, we do this, we blame this. But I always believe that when we individually do a little bit of our part, I think things will slowly move in the capacity that you are actually able to support. Because if we sit around waiting for others to fix these problems, that's when it takes a bit time. And so I took the matters to hand. I came back to Dubai, I remember, and I gathered some of my confidence friends. We all have those confidence, don't we? And I said, so this is the issue, and I want to do A, B, C, D. I tell you, my car was filled with pads. So send them to Kenya. I work with other ladies back in Kenya. We collaborate together because we are all doing, this kind of projects. And, I can tell you, so far we've actually done more than, I think it's getting to 4,000 girls now, if it's not 3,000. And then we've got those who they benefit every now and then. And just taking the matter at hand and doing what you can with what you have, with the resources that you have. And God has been very faithful, Queen. God has
Yeah.
been providing. Last month we supported almost 100 girls. I mean, I always tell people, your $1 can go a long way.
That is incredible. I remember one day I was in the dollar store and a
Mm,
lady was shopping, and in her cart was like tons of like hygiene stuff. Like she almost like cleared the shelf. And I just asked her, I said, "Where are you taking this stuff?" And she said, "I'm
mhm,
sending it." She was sending it to Africa. I forget what she told me she was sending it to. But I thought as you were telling your story, I thought about if I probably had been a little bit more nosier, I,
mhm.
I probably could have figured, found some more information out. But it is true. It's true what you say. We can blame people, or we can
Mhm.
take the matters into our own hands and do our part of it. So I know that brings you a lot of fulfillment in doing what you
Absolutely.
do. Yes,
Absolutely.
absolutely.
I always tell people that, it's what Martin Luther King also said in his quote, that everybody wants to be famous, but everybody can be great, because greatness is
Mhm.
determined by service. All you need is a heart filled with love. And
That's
for
right.
me, that's something that it has actually been so encouraging. But also, the joy, and there's some things that you can't surpass that with money.
Right.
It's a feeling, and my heart is always filled with gratitude and thanks, because I also know where I come from myself.
Absolutely. Where did you develop that strong sense of belief at?
Wow, that's a good question. I have to say, I had to have a turnaround. And many people, they actually asked me, when was your turning point? But let me just say that it was in 2014. I was really in the verge of everything was not making sense. So I grew up in a dysfunctional home. I've gone through abuse physically, emotionally, and my parents were not married. So I was not that child who I actually expect. So I've grown up in different homes. And then, when you're constantly reminded, the power of words, when you're constantly reminded that, you are not planned, you are this, you are that, it actually, the adults and the guardians who they say these things, they actually don't realize, but it does something with somebody. And so
Mhm.
I grew up with this, even when I was an adult, when I was working, when I got married, and there was just a void in me. That feeling that, even when you have a good life, Queen, but you feel like there is something in you that it just doesn't make sense. And
Mhm.
in my pursuit for who am I? Why am I here? But also, what is really God saying about the reason of my birth? So when I was in
Mm.
the journey of reconciliation with myself, I found myself really in leaving my room was difficult, because I was in the verge of depression and anxiety.
Mhm.
And then the good thing is I always thank God for my husband, because my baby was, I think, less than 2 years at that time. I got help from, I had to I had to get professional help. And then, of course, then having an encounter with God, with Jesus, for me, I realized that He loves me. I think the greatest thing that many people that they are searching for is love. And when you know that you are purely loved without being judged, or, being, I don't know, the labels that you've been given, those that you identify yourself with, it gives a different sense of belonging, and you realize that your identity is not in what has happened to you, but it is in what God says about you.
That's
And
right.
so for me, having that revelation, having that awareness, and I call it, there is a word that I call it, but it's not in my head at the moment. It gave me a push. And I
Mhm.
kept on asking myself, okay, this has happened. But what am I doing now with the life that I have?
Right.
That
Right.
is when it's like I needed a push. Sometimes all we need is a push. And for
Hmm.
me, that was sort of the beginning of finding Fauza, if you
Hmm.
will, if I can say so.
Right.
Going back to the root cause inside, internally, and have
Right.
those uncomfortable conversations with yourselves. And really doing the mental work.
Yes.
I love what Louise Hay says. When we are able to heal any almost any when we are able to accept ourselves, almost anything can be healed. It's
Yes.
absolutely true.
That's right. That's right. Ooh, that's good. Y'all are bringing it this afternoon. So let's talk about transform fear into freedom.
Yeah.
Where did you get that title and what is this book all about?
So transform fear into freedom. I have it right here.
I love it.
Um, it's it's
Hold
I
it
would
back up, Queen. Hold it back up in the picture. Yeah. Raise it up a little bit more. Yeah, like that. I want everybody to see that beautiful book. Okay.
so it's based on the work that I do. I've been doing, not just in here in UAE, but also back in, especially in Kenya and here as well. And I realized, Queen, that so many times many people they suffer internally because of fear of something that they don't even know what it is. They can't even put a finger to it, but there's just
Mhm.
so much fear. And because I have gone through a period of my life where I was in the jungle, where I had to go back and open those cabinets and really do those uncomfortable conversations with myself, I realized that many people they are stuck in their
Mhm.
mind.
Mhm. Absolutely.
And sometimes to an extent where the tragedies that we have gone through, the wounds, the pain, rejection, I've gone through rejection in my life. It bounds you. Those are chains. I call them chains, and they really bound you, and you don't see any other way. You don't see anything else. All what you see is your circumstances, your
Mhm.
problems, your rejection, the labels. Everything that you can name it, you feel it.
Mhm.
And I always tell people, just imagine what you could do when you are not afraid. Just imagine what you could accomplish if you are not scared. And fear is universal. It's an emotional. And sometimes we don't even know why we get scared, Queen. Do we? Sometimes we don't
Right.
even know. Like, oh my
Right.
gosh, you don't even know why you are scared.
Yeah.
But then your ability to effectively identify and address and overcome those things that you can't even put a finger on, that's what
Mhm.
will impact your life. And so for the
Yeah.
title, for me, I just felt like, especially last year, because I launched it end of 2020 with COVID and all that, I just felt like there was just so much uncertain.
Mhm.
Everything was falling apart.
Yes.
Jobs were people lost their jobs. Even until now, people are still losing jobs. We had our own idols. Those things are being taken away. Who do you call yourself in
Mhm.
this season when everything else is falling apart?
Yes. Yes. I love it.
So
So
that's what
this
inspired me.
this is your ministry. From everything that you do, from everything that you touch, it becomes your work in, I mean, like life's works. When did you know, or when did you discover that your voice really had to be heard?
I would say it's when it's because of my first book.
Okay.
When I wrote my first book, when I started sharing my story, I had people saying, because I was telling the things that I have gone through, and family members, they were in, they're there. I always say they're not part of, they are a part of the story, but this is not their story. This is my journey, you know. And
Right.
so having written Rising from the Dust, I remember the first interview in Kenya. So many people contacted me. I can tell you, my Facebook Messenger was packed, and I realized that we see our stories in other people. And we may have all gone through different journeys in life, but the pain, the way we handle the pain, the way we heal, everybody is always searching for something that sometimes we look at it in other people, but sometimes we have to have these conversations with ourselves, like I said. And so for me, that was my beginning. I always say I was not born a writer, but because I had this anger, this zeal, and also the feeling that I needed to cleanse myself, cleaning up me, Fauza, it opened up so many doors for me. And that was, the beginning of everything. I realized that when you tell your story, when you are authentic and you share your journey, it does not just empower other people. It actually gives you the opportunity to be vulnerable. And, we all know vulnerability, it's the courage to change. And so for me, that's one thing that it has been tremendous, powerful in this journey.
Wow, that's so beautiful. And you touched on a lot. What is next? You have, I think you mentioned you had a new project that you're working on, or you have something
Yes.
else. Okay, you want to tell
Yeah.
us
So
about
I'm
that
actually,
project?
writing. I'm writing. How can I say? It's sort of a devotion where people can actually, sit and focus and be real with themselves, and and go internally and really ask themselves tough questions. But for us to be able to get to where we want healing and all these things, we need to be honest with ourselves, because sometimes the people who have hurt us, they didn't know better.
Yeah.
Because when you know better, you do better. And a person who can hurt another person, it means they are hurting themselves. But when you're in that season, when you are when you are in the arena, it feels uncomfortable, Queen, isn't it?
Oh, very
And so
much so.
so it's gonna be like a punches of, with action and reflection. And but I'm also looking forward to starting to host again my, face-to-face events for woman to woman, because it's also part of the ministry. And it's I'm really looking forward, because it's lovely that we have different platforms to do events and talks and all that. But one of the things I've learned, when I started hosting these events also, is that sometimes someone just needs another person to sit next to, and to tell them, you are not alone.
Absolutely.
You
Absolutely.
are not alone, and you've got this, honey. You've got
Yeah.
this.
Yeah, absolutely. Because iron sharpens iron, and
Absolutely.
if you figured it out, then it's up to you to help someone else figure it out. And just sharing and just sharing. And sometimes it's not even about sharing the words, it's about sharing the kindness, the kind gestures, and
Yeah.
different things of that nature, like you doing with your with all of the things that you do. It's just a part of you, and a part of your
Yeah.
servitude to the whole entire planet, which is just doing some remarkable work. So, if you could say to the little girls that are in bondage, what would be some words of advice that you would give them?
I just want to talk to the girls and even the boys, Queen, that don't suffer in silence. Sometimes we feel so vulnerable to open up, because we are like, when I tell them how I feel, that I'm struggling with anxiety, that I am going through rejection, that I'm emotionally exhausted, and will they still like me? Because sometimes we are so good in perfecting, we are so good in looking so good outside, while inside is where the problem is. And I want to tell them they are not alone. I always say honestly, if really you need someone to talk to, I am a training counselor. I'm doing that at the moment. Talk to me. Don't suffer in silence, because I don't know. It saddens me, and the
Yeah.
reason why it saddens me is because when I was in that, if my husband didn't really see that I was struggling with depression, I don't know what could have happened.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what my anxiety would. My heart was like, at times I was really. It was so bad,
Mm-hmm.
and then when you feel so squished in the corner, and that's the work of the devil. He pushes you into the corner that you don't see anything else. All what you see is what's happening around you. But I want to encourage you that you are not alone, and you've got your heavenly Father who adores you, who actually
Absolutely.
created you for a bigger purpose, that sometimes you don't even see yourself, because you see yourself so small.
Right. Right. So
You are not
beautiful.
alone.
You are not alone. So that is the message that we have to leave with all of our just in general, humanity actually has to be left with that message. I'm asking our authors in the space of being an author, becoming an author, being published. We're in a small percentage of people, because people write, people have stories to tell, yet they refuse and they fail to tell the stories. So what would you say to someone that's sitting on the edge, that has a story, that wants to write, whether it's a book on how to train dogs, it doesn't really matter. What kind of words of encouragement would you give someone that's holding on to their stories?
I really want to tell everybody to write to share their story. Whether you will do a podcast, whether you will do it on YouTube, whether you will be going live on Facebook or on Instagram, share your story. Your story
Amen.
is what makes you you. Your story is what makes you unique. Your story is a testimony to another person.
Mm-hmm.
And when you
Mm-hmm.
tell your story, you're not only helping yourself, but you are helping. You never know who is watching. I always say, God, just give me one person. When they're gonna be watching us right now, Queen, and be
Mm-hmm.
encouraged. You know? So
Mm-hmm.
share your journey.
Mm-hmm.
If you don't know how to do it, there's so many organization. Talk to the Queen here.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
so come out. Don't hide behind the curtains. You don't belong
Absolutely.
there. You belong on the arena. You belong here.
That's right. That's right. That's right. You tell them. So I am such, oh my goodness, y'all got me just floating. I'm over here floating on cloud nine. This is good stuff. Y'all watching, y'all say, tell your story. Y'all say, yes, that was her saying, tell your story. We're playing a game, and the game is this. After every author gets at least asked that one question. And then at the end of our virtual book launch, we're going to put all of your tags up, and we'll have to figure out who said what. So Fasa says, tell your story. This is like great stuff. Now you got to hit them with your one power word. You got to hit them with your one power word, Queen.
Yeah. Yeah.
What, what
Sorry.
what's your one power word?
Love.
Love. There you go. There you go. Couldn't have said it any better. Couldn't have said it any better. I appreciate you.
And
If
I
you
love you.
and oh, this is good stuff. Y'all doing something to me. Y'all doing something to me. Power word is love. Tell your story. I'm thanking God for the borderless world that we live in. They try to separate us with masks. They try to separate us with rules. But this is how you say good use of technology.
Mm-hmm.
This is good use of technology.
Mm-hmm.
Queen, I have to have you back for other things, just so you can release that powerful spirit that you have within on our platforms. We have about 5 different platforms that I would like for you to come and share your message, share what you're doing. We possibly can help you with providing some things to the young ladies, or we could start sections up over here in the States, because we all need these things. We all need these things. There's poverty everywhere throughout the country, throughout the world, and we all can do a little bit more.
Yeah.
We all
Thank
can
you
do a
so
little
much.
bit more. So I appreciate you for that. And I look forward to seeing you soon. Y'all, I know y'all have enjoyed yourself. Y'all better put some comments down there. Make sure they have gone crazy in the chat rooms. So make sure you just go back and you check out the comments. And we purchase your book on Amazon. That's correct.
Yes.
And we have your website. Is everything that you do on your website?
Everything is on the website. That's right.
Great. So we have the website scrolling below. So you all make sure that you reach out to her and follow her and connect with her in every single way possible. I appreciate you, Queen. I love you to life, and I look forward to seeing you soon.
Thank you so much, Queen, and God bless you and increase your tent.
My tea up instantly. Instantly. I held out my hands and instantly my tent is increased. You hear that, Keisha Cooley? Yes, we got it. We got it. I got it. I accept it. And the same to you. Your tent
Amen.
is increased as well.
Amen.
Okay, I gotta go.
Thank
I
you.
am such loving this. Oh my goodness. OMG. Are y'all on fire? I'm on fire. I feel like I didn't had a whole bottle of wine. I feel like I didn't had. I'm intoxicated. This is what life is all about. Being in the moment, picking up all of these richnesses, picking up all these jewels, experience all of this energy in the flow. We are in the flow of something that doesn't even have a name. We are in the flow of deep kingdom building. This is like deep kingdom building. I'm just seeing myself just run around this whole building. Like everything is broken that can be restored is done. It's done. This is what life is about. This is the I Am Enough talk show where your dreams matter. This is the virtual book launch, which we are crushing it in this virtual book launch. I'm on fire. I got to go calm down because I don't even know how. Let me mention my sponsors. Okay. Sponsor one, 1044 Pro. I had, you know what? I'm just so, y'all forgive me. I think I'm gonna have a crying session or something. It's overwhelming. If you can feel this energy, then say I feel it. Say I know what you're talking about, Queen. Say something to me. Yes, I see somebody running around the building. Yes, thank you for that. This is what I'm talking about. This is life. Like, this is like that gut punch, that good gut punch of life. When you say, you know what? I got it. And then if you're walking it out and you know you're in the right place, you're like, I'm in the right place. This is the tribe with the vibe. Okay, this is that. If you never know what that was, this is that. Those two authors that came before you, Miss Demetria Winters, Miss Valsa Belsa, these are the people that are out here making an impact, making a difference, spreading their light, spreading their joy, winning all the time, winning through their losses, picking up the pieces, putting the puzzle back together, taking it to the next level. These are the people that are doing it. Every author that has come before you has made a commitment to live. This is life. This is that. 1044 Pro Bar, the bar that can change your life. It provides you with energy, electrolytes, immune booster, it gets you right. It's also a meal replacement, 250 calories, only 3 grams of sugar. It really gets you right. So it can add to your workout, gives you mental clarity. So if you're behind the computer working, it does so many amazing things. And if you want to try it, just let us know. We'll get that out to you. Shout out to Grady Baby Radio for allowing us to be on this platform as well. Thank you for our group of Wake Up Winning for Entrepreneurs. Thank you for Winning Evening News. Thank you for the I Am Enough talk show family. Thank you for spending your time with us. I hope that this session has blessed you because it has definitely changed my life. Yes. I am Wanda D, the Motivational Queen, your accountability coach. Let's get her done, okay? Because we ain't got no time to waste. Who got time for that? Nobody. I'm gonna see what MC Class can take us on out of here. I'll see y'all tonight at 7:00 Eastern Standard Time. Don't be late because we're not gonna be. Thank you.
Go through with PTSD. Also, I'm ex-military, but I learned how to turn it into microphone techniques. So I'm gonna freestyle, and then I'm gonna tell y'all a little something because Wanda D told me to freestyle. Say, I am enough.
I am enough.
I am enough. Hard with the drums. I am enough.
I am enough.
I am enough.
I am enough.
I come from the boogie down, south side of town. MCs like me, we come incredible. See, I've been spending so much time in my head. Grab the microphone. Did you hear what I just said? I got skills, rocking on the mic. I pay bills all the time. Rapping on the beat with the rhyme. I'm coming off the top of my mind. I do this all the time. This is how I grind. I am enough.
I am enough.
Sing it. I am enough.
I am enough.
I am enough.
I am enough.
I am enough. Times right now are totally rough. Every time I'm dealing with this stuff, I grab the microphone and I don't bluff. And when I hold the microphone, I'm like the bluff. Sit back and watch the crowd rock. I grab the microphone non-stop. Blast the microphone is, I got a bonus to grab this mic and do just what I like. Too much hesitation, I had to take a turn. Sit back, relax so I can unwind. Messing with my mind. Now I gotta come out here and show this one time that I could unwind. Say a little stuff that was on my mind. And this is how we do. Are y'all with me? I'm with you too. Say I am enough.
I am enough.
Say I am enough.
I am enough.
Come on, times are tough and you know it's rough. But say I am enough.
I am enough.
Say I am enough.
I am enough.
I am enough. I am enough. I'm from the Bronx, baby. Alright.
In the 8C.
Yeah, what's going on? It's your boy Quan John here reading Motivational Motives. It's a bona fide manuscript. It's a book of real life parables, quintessential quotes, and reasons to reflect. It can be purchased in Amazon, Target, Walmart, Barnes & Nobles, and over 40,000 international mom and pop shops. So get your copy, 100.
Takes is one terrible mistake and one bad decision, and your entire life can be all over for doing something senseless.
you gotta be better than them, alright? Cause I ain't playing this shit. Wait a second. What's up with you?
Don't let that gang shit gas you up, Jay.
Oh. You know why we here. Get in.
I better not find out you in no gang.
Be careful and make good decisions for your life.
Give me some. Don't forget.
Man, like I said, man, I'm gonna try this young nigga out on some runs or something to see if he really about that life.
Get the fuck on, Big Thurr.
You been out there hanging around with them infant fools and you done let them jump you in the gang.
Boy, I told you I ain't want no mess up in this house, and you did it anyway.
So you niggas bringing that shit over here. That hot shit.
Everything you told me was a lie.
I ain't got time for this shit today, Jay. Bring your ass back here.
Stop!